InYaChest.com. That's InYaChest. Please send us your questions, or you can email us. Fan mail, we accept them. As long as it's not anything cyber, sex.
We accept all tokens of appreciation. We accept them all.
Yeah, anything. Just send it to the PO box. No, send it to the Gmail. That's safer. All right, we have a question that I think a lot of women would love to get the answer and the realistic reason why. Go ahead, Stephen.
Why men are not so great about. Why men are hesitant when it comes to getting married? Why are we not so amped up as we women are about getting married?
This falls back into the whole give in and giving up scenario. Some guys really feel they need to get married because they probably come from a home where mom and dad and they feel it's the right thing to do. But me personally, I'm not looking forward to the remodeling the kitchen and the honeydew list and the man cave. I'm not looking forward to that. Maybe if you could make marriage seem realistically happy, which I'm not saying it cannot be, but also throw in the whole thing in there, like the bad parts that you got to deal with, but make it in a more uplifting light.
Being not so conventional.
Correct. Right. Because one thing that I've noticed that a lot of guys do, they marry because of pressure, peer pressure from the woman. We're not saying there's nothing wrong with that for a woman, because some women all their lives they want to be married, they want to have a family. Excuse me?
They're pressured as well.
From who?
Parents.
Society?
Parents in society.
Listen, pressure works really well when you want to turn coal into diamonds. But when it comes to taking a man into a relationship, it's a big step. You gotta understand, to get married for a guy, for a guy to get married, it feels like someone getting their circumcision in their late 20s. That's just how it feels. It's a lot to go through.
It's necessary, but it can be very
exactly. Andrew is right. After the marriage and your house shopping, and after you decide on the house,
that kitchen is going to get
remodeled. I don't think if you spend less than 25%, if a woman spends less than 25% cooking in the kitchen, remodeling should be out of the question.
But it's not because of the cooking though. They do it because it's just in their nature. Because they see Debbie's done it. They see Ashley's got the kitchen done. Look at Ashley got, honey. She got a built-in oven. Double. You gotta get a double oven. You gotta get a double oven. You gotta get the fucking granite countertops with the center, the whole center island. I'm telling you, it's a lot of pressure with these guys not realizing. Well, some guys, the smart ones, are realizing this is what they're going to be intaking. Ladies, you gotta look at the pressures that you producing, presenting to this guy.
Turning the black book into nursery rhyme books, all that's what they think about.
Yeah, it's tough.
So what's the first thing when you're growing up that you feel that you're against marriage? Like growing up, what is the first thing that you think about when you think about marriage?
Guys don't think, little boys don't think about, man, I can't wait to get married. We don't at all.
Or when that word comes up, marriage or engagement.
Like, what's this?
I feel like it's not quite imprisonment. It's not quite free. So that's because it's like a nice little cushion balance in the middle. You're not quite in prison, but you're not quite free to roam. It really.
What really comes down to, I think, is that you're gonna be stuck sleeping with the same woman for the rest of your life.
No. Because guess what? That issue falls. That issue is gonna have. You're gonna always have that issue in a relationship, even besides in a
Yeah, but once you're married, it's even more so because then it's on paper and it's official and everybody's family's known.
Oh, well, a contract.
So then it's like, yeah.
A contract.
If that's the case.
But some women present it that way. Oh, honey, you can't do this no more. Don't make it feel that way. I think the guy is overstepping his boundaries and all of a sudden now he's staying out at night later, disrespecting. Not saying the marriage is disrespecting you. I think too much people try to bully the situation so much, so it kind of like it makes it scary. You know what I mean?
If men were given the option, to be able to stay with a woman and opt out of marriage, which avenue you think majority of men would take?
Actually, Madison.
Honestly.
Wow.
Ask the average married man, like, hey, if he had the opportunity to continue to be able to stay with your woman, but you don't have to get married, which option would they take? That would tell you right there how we feel about marriage.
This guy has to be wearing a mask, by the way. Undisclosed area, because not too many guys will go come on camera and tell the truth about that. Because
That's true. I mean, I see it.
it's a lot of guys. I'm telling you, if you take a poll with guys undisclosed, not saying their names, faces, anything, I'm telling you about 98% of them will say, I would have done it different. Not saying they're not happy. They said, I don't want to get married. Because and they have to be in the marriage at least 3 years. Because there's so much stuff that they're realizing, oh man, it's not really just me anymore. I got to think about everybody. And most of the times, people are really selfish when they're a single person or just dating. But when it comes to marriage, you cannot be selfish anymore. You always got to think about the family, the partner, the everything. You know what I mean? And that's just tough. And I think that's what makes it really even more tougher, because you always got to include everybody.
But aren't you thinking about that if you're with a person for a long period of time prior to getting married? You're not thinking about your partner and...
For some reason, we should. For some reason, you should. But the thing about it is that either one of the partners initiates the, hey, it's us now, or the other does it. You know, but when in a relationship, if a person brings it up, they kind of like brush it off, like, like, yeah, man, we married or something. You know what I mean?
You see a nice shirt and ensemble horse hat on?
Yes.
Now, when he gets his paycheck, he can't run out
And just buy whatever he wants.
Now he has to consider what priorities I need to check with her first to see what needs to be taken care of. Or maybe I can get away and sneak it, and hopefully she doesn't notice it. So
and that comes off wrong.
Yeah.
And it's kind of is, because now you're being like you're single.
So
it's tough, man.
When we get down on our knees and propose to you, you're like, oh my gosh, he's going to be engaged, you know. But you guys see engagement, and we see engagement.
Engagement equals engagement.
Yeah. You see engagement, we see engagement. So, referring to our previous episode, we're giving up. We're giving up.
Giving in.
And
we're
the
giving
woman
in.
is not giving up anything.
No, we're giving in to your needs, to your wants, because we see you're about to give up. So
on the whole relationship.
Yeah, give up on the whole relationship. That's the reason we're giving in.
Okay.
So we're giving in because you're about to give up. But that's not our first choice.
And like I said, Stephen is absolutely right. We're not saying I'm totally against marriage.
Right.
It's just the way the person perceives what marriage is now, and when they just throw it in your face like, okay, honey, you can't do this, or you have to do this and this, it scares you. You know, because now you feel like, damn, like you said, engagement. And instead of still feeling like the same person, but hey, I just have a ton more responsibility now, ton more, I have to be more considerate, and that's a lot for anybody to accept, to just realize that once the ring goes on the finger and the wedding cake is sliced, and you know.
Does that happen a lot with, guys that you know that are married?
Yes.
That all of a sudden the woman has changed as soon as
and the guy changes. The guy changes too. It's not just the woman. It's the guy changes too.
Well, but then that's him too.
Exactly. No, like I'm saying, we're not saying it's the woman's fault. We're saying it's someone is going to change. Either this guy just realized, oh shit, I just signed my 401k over, or
my soul has come.
Yeah, or he just realized like, nah, what the fuck? I usually get up at 9 o'clock. She tapping me on my shoulder, 7 o'clock in the damn morning. Say, honey, you gotta take the trash out.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You know, it's some realization will happen on either his side or her side.
Yeah.
And that's what
But if you lived together prior to, does that make any difference?
that makes it. Does not, because that's when everybody holds everything back. Yeah.
But you were living together for a while.
No,
Right?
man,
No.
that doesn't mean
Kind
that
of all
much.
comes out.
No, you're living with the PRs. Everyone's got their public representative
Yeah,
out.
man.
Okay.
It's a different story.
Everyone's selling their portfolio.
Yeah.
I need to buy into my stocks. Buy
Yep.
into my stock. And we get to that altar, you know, the ministers, divulging the vows, and we we sitting there saying I do, and you're saying I do, and realistically it should be I do. I will try.
I'll try it.
That's what it should be.
I'll do my best.
I'll do my
I'll do my best.
I'll do my best.
That's really what God said.
Yeah.
We can't say that, but that's really what we say. We're like, man, I'll do my
Can you
best.
imagine your
I'll do my best.
your man says, I'll do my best. What the hell would you do?
Ain't no what?
Like,
Yeah?
well,
I
what do you
just start laughing.
Would you be embarrassed?
I don't know. I don't think I'd be embarrassed. I think I'd just be like, really? Okay, I'm just gonna walk out the door.
but the fact that we're
But I mean, you're both there to do your best, technically. I mean,
Yes, so yeah, when he does it really honest.
and then the words, they should remove the words forever. You know, that's a very powerful word to a guy. Forever.
Forever.
I mean, he
Yeah,
once he says that word, every other vowel that after that just kind of he doesn't even hear it. He just hears that one word forever while he's reciting the other vowels.
yeah.
That's all we hear is forever.
Forever, yeah. That's a great point, Steve. If you ever rewind and probably go on like old wedding films, and you see that word forever, that's when he breaks down. Either that's when he breaks down and cries.
That's it.
Either that's when he gets emotional because now he gets mixed feelings, or he doesn't realize like, damn. Thank God I had a good night at that bachelor party. Yeah, this shit is done.
Yep.
That's when realization comes in. Great point, Steve.
When that forever come in, you feel like,
Forever.
is there? Well, how long is forever?
Really? Forever, ever?
How long is
Forever.
forever?
Yeah. That's a strong noun.
Yeah. He goes to tunnel vision when that word says forever.
Forever.
He doesn't hear anything else. He doesn't hear the music.
Ladies, any ladies out there that's married, I want you to go back to your wedding videos or pictures. Try to rewind back to where the pastor or preacher says forever. Watch the reaction of your now hubby's face. If it changes, please email us at InYaChest@gmail.com and let us know if you see a drastic change in body language, emotion, or beads of sweat. Thank you. Now, great point. Forever is a strong word, and it gets not noticed. And you just brought it up, Steve, and that's a good point. Forever scares the shit. It gives women empowerment. It works completely different. It gives you guys power and strength. Like, wow, I'm going to be secure with this man in my life forever. And this man just realized, damn,
I'm screwed forever.
does it really mean that word forever?
Do you know why every husband to be when he's on the altar, the groom, why our suits come equipped with a handkerchief? You know what?
No.
Yeah. To wipe up moisture from under the eyes, discreetly. And that was well thought out. You play it off like, it's hot in here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What was that thing? She's in front of her parents. I can't embarrass her. They made me so happy.
Yeah. Do you ever notice why they hold that whole term cold feet? Huh?
Yeah.
Cold feet for men. It's a reason why.
Does that happen for
Because
women?
no. That's because she really didn't want to.
But I mean, I go back to thinking that it's just because what men in general are avoiding is just that it's a conventional idea. I mean, if it weren't the same as what you're thinking that you're gonna have to remodel a kitchen and I don't know what else. I mean, maybe you would think of marriage as a little bit different.
You know, we say conventional. We're talking about like in the U.S., right? Because we know when it comes to the way marriages are handled in other countries, it's totally different.
Right.
Several wives here.
Would you be then okay with that if you could marry several times as opposed to once?
As long as
you still have to support all of them, by the way.
We go back to that.
Financially. So if you're gonna marry 1 or 7.
But it's been proven, even guys that have 5 wives will eventually get tired of those 5 wives. So I think it's just the kind of animal instinct in us that we kind of just trying to control and tame. Because you give a guy 5 wives, and eventually he'll get tired of all 5.
Is there any animal in the wild kingdom that sticks to that one female?
Just the one you told me about, the lovebirds.
Yeah, and then one dies, the other dies.
Yeah.
You know why they call them lovebirds? Because they're just like old retired people. Old retired people, usually when they're together, and then one dies, the other one misses the other one so much, they go